Remember, fear does not clip your wings. It is merely dust that falls off as you fly. No matter where you go, what you do, what you face, or what mistakes you make, I love you. I am proud of you and bow to your process. Mama.
Okay, that little intro was a letter I got from my mom about 6 months ago when I moved to France. In case you missed it, I graduated college, moved to France a couple months after, and now I am living in Marseille. That little letter is my anchor. It's something that I can return to anytime. If my travels, my move, my 20s, any part of my life becomes too much, I can always turn back to it and be reminded of my wings. So I thought it was a really good way to start this video, which is all about me taking flight. Good morning. It is currently about 6:21 a.m. and I'm at Saint-Charles on my bus on the way to Marseille International Airport because I'm going all over Italy and to Spain. So I arrived in Italy and I headed off. I took the train to meet up with some girls who I had met only 3 weeks before we embarked on this journey and who were officially my closest friends in my new home of France. I met them in Sorrento and we began our journey up the coast of Italia. So, before we go on my little adventure together, there are a couple things you should know. The first thing you should know is that before I moved here, I had like this travel fantasy of like, well, okay, if you watched Jay Alvarez and Alexis Ren and you were on the internet in 2016, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I had like a fantasy idea of travel and my solo adventure and what all that meant and what it would do for me, especially being like someone who just graduated college and was like procrastinating entering the real world. When I started my travels, what I brought with me were those words from my mom and also this romanticized idea of travel with like crystal blue waters and like tous mes amis genre au sud de la France and doing backflips off cliffs, and you get the idea. Basically like a south of France travel fantasy. Yeah. Since I left for Italy, I've learned a lot about travel, about myself, what I want, what I need, and I've really been working on adjusting like my expectations for myself and for what I do to reflect that. And so this videocito is a little souvenir of my first adult international adventure and kind of like what I learned along the way. This is gonna be part 1 of the video because it's like super freaking long and I had to do it in 2 parts. But yeah, on y va. Good morning. My first full day in Italy. We're in Sorrento right now. It's 7:20 and we are up to see the sunrise. We're staying in a little bungalow situation and it is literally the coolest place I ever stayed. It's like a summer camp, only way cheaper. Lesson 1 is that I love solo travel. At this point, I didn't really know anything about it or really even what it was. But if you've ever done something and got the feeling like, this is it, that's what I felt. Like the adrenaline, the discovery, it was like something I had been looking for. This is what I should be doing. Even if I didn't know that I was looking for it or what exactly I would be doing, it was my moment. Yesterday, we went to Positano, and it was the most beautiful place I've ever been. My camera died. And yeah, today we're gonna go to Capri and Capri, and the Blue Grotto. Gonna do some swimming. I'm gonna finish getting ready, and then I'll take you along. Okay. The second thing you need to know is that I love what I call a vacation to-do list. Ever since I was little, I realized, when you're like on vacation and you're like running around with your family or your friends or whoever you're with, you're like, oh my God, we have to get the sunscreen and have dinner and do this before we go to whatever we have going on tonight. Like, sometimes you get caught up in like the hectic feeling of it or like the to-dos and the tasks. And I feel like when you take a step back and you're like, this is a vacation to-do list, it all of a sudden becomes things that you're lucky to have to do and you're excited about getting to do them. And it's something that I try to carry into my life when I'm like, okay, is this a serious to do or is this a vacation to do? And also, you have silly little tasks on your silly little vacation to-do list. It was at the dock that I learned lesson 2 of my travels, that with all this freedom and independence, the other side of that coin is loneliness. That's a hard pill to swallow for a Sagittarius. But luckily, I've learned since then that solitude isn't always loneliness, and now isn't always or forever. And that although this new freedom and independence comes with a lot of adjustments, they are absolutely worth it.
€5 sandwiches or six. This one, no. Well, this one has €6 sandwiches.
I thought I was bad.
No, even this one for me.
Have you seen this?
Hey, you knew what you need.
I love it. No, it makes me feel so much better about myself.
Lesson 3. As my mom always said, it never hurts to ask. Who knows? You might even end up swimming in the Blue Grotto. I'm literally on a gondola that overlooks Anacapri. Lesson 4. Something else that I took from this trip is that with new experiences come new feelings. Sometimes new feelings can be big feelings, and most of the time, for me, big feelings means writing poems. I wrote a couple on this trip, and if you're lucky, I might share one with you. Fertile with lemon trees, amongst jagged cliffs she lays. The Isle of Capri has shown many the best of days. She yearns and knows not what for, passing through moments that others would adore. She wakes up each day for whatever is in store. My, what she would give to feel full once more. Good morning, vlog. It is Tuesday, October 24th. I'm dressed like Laura Croft. And today we are packing up and getting out of our cute little bungalow. We're gonna go to Pompeii, then Mount Vesuvius and hike an active volcano. And then we're gonna take an overnight train to Rio Maggiore. Okay, see you later. And just like that, we were on our way to the train station, where we would go to Pompeii, Mount Vesuvius, and next to Naples, where we would have a little bit of time to explore before heading to our final destination. As the French would say, cinq terres. Lesson 5. Train travel over everything. Train supremacy. Like, I would pay more to take a train. There's something about, like, just sitting on a train, hearing like the dun dun dun, and looking out the window that makes me feel timeless. It also feels like a little magical, but it also makes me feel like connected to everybody else that had that experience. And it's just lovely. Like, you have a beautiful view, you write your stories. So yeah, I would definitely pay more to take a train. From one of-a-kind experience to another, we ended our time at the ruins of the ancient great city of Pompeii, which was buried by Mount Vesuvius. We left to go see the destroyer herself, and Mount Vesuvius became the first active volcano that I hiked.
Wait, I don't have to like check. What's checking in mean?
I googled it and it said that you can get a fine if you don't do it, so that's why I was scared. No, it's
Well,
raw
this is real
and
and
real,
raw.
you know? It's gotta be raw and real.
Well, tough. It's good vibes.
Mozzarella. Well, after visiting Naples, we were off on our way to continue our journey in Cinque and keep learning, keep having new lessons. Yeah, thanks for coming along with me and seeing what I learned and what I did. And you can watch part 2 if you feel like it. Cheers. You get it. Oh. Welcome to my YouTuber era where I'm watching Dame and Dominique and I think it's cool to say random things en français. Okay. Okay. Crushed it. Cheers.